Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. To start things off, Cardano's parent company Input Output Hong Kong has announced the platform's most significant update to date, the Shelly mainnet, which brings a ton of new capabilities and architecture in addition to the new proof-of-stake staking capabilities. After 5 years of development, Cardano has finally moved from the Byron mainnet to a delegated proof-of-stake Shelly mainnet through a hard fork. Cardano's parent company IOHK activated the Shelly hard fork on the 29th of July 2020 at 21:45 UTC. IOHK CEO Charles Hoskin. Wait, hold on one second. I'm like screaming in my ear. I have to turn the microphone down. Wait, there we go. So much better. I was like, my ears were bleeding. It was a lot. IOHK CEO Charles Hoskinson said, "This time next year, we could see hundreds of assets and decentralized applications running on Cardano." That is kind of the bet right now, is that since we have officially upgraded to Shelly on Cardano, that all of the promises from the last couple of years would not only come true, but other people looking at the difference between Cardano and Ethereum, i.e. the 15 transactions per second to the roughly thousands of transactions per second we are now supposed to have on Cardano's, people would simply choose to move over to a quicker, faster blockchain. Here's the actual tweet right here. He says, "We have reached orbit. Shelly hard fork is successful. When Shelly ? Now ! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Shelly has fully launched," and then it's a link to something and then photos of tiny people with words next to them. The launch of Shelly, having a delegated proof of stake consensus, brings new staking capabilities to the Cardano platform. IOHK has also announced that it will reward all users who own ADA. Yeah, that was the end of the sentence. Users can earn nearly 5% APY on their staked Cardano. To estimate your staking rewards roughly, you can check this calculator provided by IOHK. Have a little link up there. Cardano currently offers 2 types of staking facilities. All the advanced users can run their own staking pools, but this will require higher technical management along with reliable uptime. Other average users, can delegate their ADA tokens to these tools and earn staking rewards without much effort. It has finally happened. Literally 5 years. And I'll give them the doubt of the benefit, because we started hearing about all of this around 2017, and we're told that we were getting it in the end of 2017, the beginning of 2018. It took a while, but it's here. I mentioned before, I own Cardano, I own Ether. I'm not really swaying into any one of them. It's more so they are there for investment purposes. We now have the news that Cardano has officially upgraded. So let it ride kind of thing. You know, if Cardano does happen to overtake Ethereum or start moving up in the rankings, I will not be mad at it, simply because you get what I'm saying? You know, it's taken this long for the actual upgrade. The upgrade is supposed to have all these amazing things. So I would assume also that in the background, they've been talking with a number of companies over the last 3 years who have already mentioned plans to actually move from Ethereum onto their blockchain, or just simply build on top of their blockchain in general. It's also happened last year a couple of times when Ethereum's people had stated that they would not be upgrading, that the upgrade would come a bit slower, or whatever the actual delay was. A lot of coins that were on Ethereum had simply moved to other blockchains as well. This is, of course, the most popular news of the day. Here's the actual staking calculator right here. It's a kind of, I mean, you can test it out for yourself. They automatically put in 10,000 ADA, the currency ADA, the rewards breakdown, and then yearly you would get 514, which roughly comes to around 5.14% of the money that you put inside of it. Not a terrible return. I think it's a more realistic return than some of the other coins. A lot of people have been telling me that there are coins that have 13, 15, 21% returns. That is not how money works. That is a hyperinflationary currency over there. Anyway, yeah. it's happened. We have news that it happened. And apparently we now also know, I mean, according to this website, I'm pretty sure you can go to it yourself. It says testnets.cardano.org, or even just type in Cardano staking calculator. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find it just as easily. And we now have the number for how much you'll get for staking your ADA. And I guess now over the next month, I guess we'll see how many people start doing this. I'm also expecting, you know, just logically, for, what are they called? For Binance and many other cryptocurrency exchanges to also announce, hey, we are now also supporting the staking of ADA, which will also be a huge boost as well, because I'm pretty sure tons of people are going to rush into this to start staking their Cardano to get that free monies. And we also know that Coinbase is already, or has already said that they are going to support the staking of Cardano. So here we are. We finally got here. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, early in the month of July, the EOS-based social media platform Voice was launched, with registered users being the first to participate in the beta testing of the platform. According to the platform's CEO, Salah Zalatimo, registration is by request only until the 15th of August, when existing users can begin inviting their friends. Oh, that's like when Facebook first got started. Who was here when Facebook like first came out? It was really annoying because it was only like certain universities in Boston, and then your friends had to like invite you for like a couple of months. Like Facebook was like also invite only, and it made it more exclusive. And that's kind of one of the reasons why people say that Facebook became so popular, is because it was kind of like this elusive thing that people couldn't get into. So this is maybe, I assume, what they're also trying to do. Furthermore, in a June 6th tweet, Mr. Zalatimo explained that the time was nigh for users to take back control from big tech. He explained it as follows. He said, "We had been building towards a big reveal this fall, but we simply cannot wait any longer. We need to take social back from big tech now," all in caps. "So we did what startups do. Launch Voice." He didn't say that last part. That was me. Anyway, so this is also fairly popular news. I'm not sure why, because I feel like we also went over this before, but multiple different websites were reporting on this actual incident taking place. So we knew that EOS Voice was already in beta, that people were already using it, but I guess the full launch is mid-August. That is the 15th of August. According to the people screaming at me in the comment section, according to them, you apparently will not be required to give your identification and or password to use the platform. Once again, so saith them. But this goes against the news that I read before. It's fine. We'll see. I mean, we only have, what is it, 16 days? We'll see what actually happens. Apparently, you will be able to join the platform at will. But I think it's kind of like a blue check kind of thing. You know, if you want to be verified on the platform, therefore you give your ID and all that. So this is once again what they're saying. If that's the way that Voice is going to work, it'll probably be quite popular in the cryptocurrency space, allowing tons of people to talk to each other in a non-censored way, to be able to voice, I get it now, their opinion on the platform. If there's no ID required and everyone can kind of join, I will probably make a profile as well, just to be able to have another place to talk to everyone. We'll see how that works. Anyway, yeah, so apparently Voice is launching mid-August. I know that is very exciting for some of you. I know somebody just raised their hand. Anyway, that's the Voice news. And without further ado, let's move on. Also in mega popular news, the Federal Reserve said on Wednesday that it would hold benchmark US interest rates close to zero and continue buying treasury bonds to support the 19 devastated economy, or the economy that was devastated by 19. Going to stay in the range of between 0 to 0.25%. They said the path of the economy will depend significantly on the course of 19. That, of course, is also logic. They said economic activity and employment have picked up somewhat in recent months, but remained well below their levels since the beginning of the year. That's also what we all knew. Weaker demand and significantly lower oil prices are holding down consumer price inflation. Also, part of logic. So I guess the major news is I think some people were expecting the Fed to lower their interest rate to exactly 0. I did not see that becoming a thing, but I mean, we're basically there. I guess the news is cumulatively, the Fed's rates are still close to 0 or at 0, depending on which gauge you're actually looking at. The second stimulus check is apparently going to be released, but it's not going to be as big as last time, and people are discussing the ramifications of that. Inflation will still continue to plague many countries around the world as they are simply printing trillions of dollars to boost up economies, buying bonds and treasury notes and all these other things and securities. So yeah, this was also very popular news. I feel like we should have all expected this. I don't think anyone was expecting them to raise interest rates because, you know, logic. Anyway, that's the Fed news. And let's move on. Next up, the average performance across Ethereum-based assets has been a nearly 130% year-to-date gain, according to data published by market data aggregator Masari. The data provides an overview of 178 cryptos that currently exist on Ethereum, totaling a combined market cap of $63.7 billion. Jeez Louise, just shy of 20% of the entire market. That's 20% of the entire crypto market is on top of Ethereum. Wow. Including stablecoins, 124 of the assets have posted a year-to-date gain, meaning that 70% of the Ethereum-based tokens have increased in value despite the shocks felt around the world because of 19. 10 Ethereum-based tokens have posted year-to-date gains exceeding 500%, including Bancor and Kyber Network. 1/3 of Ethereum-based markets have more than doubled in value since the start of the year, with Ether ranking as the 41 strongest performing asset, with year-to-date gains of 142%. 15 tokens have suffered single-digit losses, while 9 assets have shed over half of their value during 2020 so far. We are currently in a position where, I mean, Ethereum has to upgrade this year. They have to. It's no longer a maybe they will, maybe they won't. You understand? Can you imagine if 20% of the world's assets were simply held in one bank? Imagine we have 10,000 banks. And there's one bank that has 1/5 of the entire value in the entire world. Explanation for that. That's absolutely insane. If Ethereum does manage to upgrade this year, and we do see, we go from 15 transactions to at least 2,000 transactions per second, Ethereum's value is going to skyrocket. No matter what or how slow Ethereum is, tons of people continue building on it. Of course, some platforms have left Ethereum to move on to other blockchains, but it seems to do nothing to deter people from building on top of it with their new DeFi projects, I guess, in anticipation of the actual upgrade coming. That is insane. And also more so, these incredible numbers, 142%, and where was the other one? The other 500%. These are incredible numbers that allow me to believe that we are still on the course of the market completely losing its mind and everyone being in a very euphoric phase because everyone and every coin therefore seems to be correct because they're all making tons of money. This is going to continue. People are going to continue building and making more money on top of these platforms, but there's a huge surge of new money moving into the market, and it's unlike anything I've ever seen in my entire life. I know it's not a handful, it's a triple handful of people, because I only have 5 fingers on each hand, who have, over the last week and a half, been buying up Bitcoin, more so Bitcoin than Ether, but buying up crypto assets in general. And it is a bit shocking because, once again, to bring it on home, this is exactly like 2017. Around summer 2017, I was going on walks with friends, seeing other people, sitting in cafes, and the discussion always, for some reason, gravitated towards cryptocurrencies. Not even on my own accord. A lot of these people went home and actually purchased cryptocurrencies in some form or fashion. That same exact thing is happening right now, but the value and amount that people are buying at, that I know, is at least 15 times higher than before. And I already said I assumed that there was not a lot of crypto floating around out there. We can also assume that there's not a super abundance of Ether floating around anymore, as a lot of these platforms are locking up Ether to be able to start their DeFi projects. So I'm trying to be cautiously, optimistically unoptimistic that things will continue with this pattern, because it'll lead us into a new utopia in crypto prices if it does. Anyway, that's part of the Ethereum news. I mean, many coins are doing extremely well right now, and I assume that is not going to stop relatively soon. With that, for those of you not looking at the screen, it says Bitcoin is resting around the $11,000 level. CNBC's Brian Kelly says $50,000 Bitcoin by Q2 of 2021. Recently, hedge fund manager and CNBC contributor Brian Kelly explained why he is so bullish on Bitcoin, and in particular why he expects the price to reach $50,000 sometime in Q2 2021. If this momentum continues for what we have right now, like this current moment, and we get the same amount of momentum and upgrades and all that other stuff, there's a likelihood that we will probably pass 50,000 this year. That is if we get the same amount of momentum, because the momentum that we have right now is eventually just going to kind of go completely straight up. And it's just a matter of us passing by 14,000 and looking like we're going to get near 20,000. That's going to cause FOMO unlike anything we've ever seen. And we will then skyrocket past 20,000, and that's kind of when everything gets a little bit more insanity. According to his bio on CNBC, Kelly is the founder and CEO of BKCMM LLC, and an asset management firm focused on global money and currency investing, including investing in digital currencies, yada yada. He also wrote a book. On Monday, Melissa Yee, who is the host of CNBC's Fast Money, asked Kelly which asset was he most bullish on, gold, silver, or Bitcoin. He replied, well, for me, it's going to be Bitcoin. You might say, well, BK, who calls him BK? You are biased because you run a crypto fund, but that's not it. He said, I also see macro, which means I have a whole bunch of different things that I can invest in. Currencies, stocks, bonds, precious metals. And when I look at precious metals versus Bitcoin, Bitcoin has better fundamentals. And with fundamentals, I'm talking about the stock to flow ratio. And also just in general, people underestimate so much that Bitcoin is a free to use currency by anyone on the planet. Like, you are not restricted. Even if someone tells you, no, you can't do that, you can still use it. You can transact around the world in seconds. And even if it does take a minute for the Bitcoin to arrive to you, imagine trying to ship a bar of gold or a piece of gold to the other side of the world in a minute. It's just not possible. The actual deflationary nature of Bitcoin, that there's so many things that put us into this huge bullish fundamental ball for Bitcoin. A lot of people will only understand these things after Bitcoin has risen, and they'll go, oh, I wish I had invested before, but that's also not our problem because we're already invested in the market. Yes, right now, the Bitcoin price predictions are a-flying. They are everywhere. This one says, is Bitcoin USD support at 11,000 the springboard to 14,000 US dollars? This one says, billionaire investor Novogratz says Bitcoin will hit 14,000 by October and close the year at 20,000 US dollars. If we pass by 14,000, 20,000 will be absolutely nothing. We're going to really go completely past $20,000. The momentum that we've gotten, the momentum we've had over the last 2 weeks in Bitcoin's price. I mean, look at this. If this continues, if we keep getting news and information of actual adoption of Bitcoin and who's going to be buying Bitcoin and how much Bitcoin is locked away, especially I'm betting on that PayPal news. A lot of people have been, or people want an ease of getting into the market. If people already have it's like, was it 55 million people or something like that already have PayPal accounts? Imagine being able to buy Bitcoin at the drop of a dime by opening up your phone and just clicking buy with even the money that you already have on PayPal. But I mean, there's so many different facets to that exact thing. The price predictions are all over the place. Everyone's trying to figure out exactly where the prices are going to go. Quick history lesson. Summer 2017, I don't think it was Novogratz, but it was someone Novogratz adjacent, had mentioned that Bitcoin would top the year at around 7,000 to 10,000 US dollars. That was as high as it was going to go in 2017, and then we know exactly what ended up happening around there. And these are mimics of these exact numbers if you just kind of double them. So we'll see. I mean, we have no choice but to see. I'm expecting, unless something really insane happens, this has been a very question mark year. Unless something really crazy happens and we continue with this momentum and we start getting all this, you know, what have you, everything I was just mentioning, I think anywhere between a $15,000 to a $35,000 Bitcoin by the end of this year is not out of the question at all. Not even slightly a question at this point. If we reach 20,000 based off of hopes and dreams and prayers in 2017, what do we do when we have all the mega institutions on our side and in our court? We didn't have Visa, we didn't have MasterCard, we didn't have PayPal, we didn't have the New York Stock Exchange, we didn't have the NASDAQ, we didn't have all the banks in Germany and Switzerland and all the other stock exchanges around the world. Like, none of these people had actually poked their heads out of the hole to say, hey, we also like Bitcoin, and now we have them. We also didn't have Grayscale buying up every single Bitcoin that they can possibly sniff out of the ground. So any major momentum will send us skyrocketing, but we're gonna have many discussions over the next couple of months, because you should all know, because life is gonna get crazy. Anyway, this one says Ethereum price forecast: Ethereum to the US dollar symmetrical triangle, breakout to $400 in the offing. A lot of people are looking at Ethereum's price. It has done very well over the last week, and that was off of the news that we would get the public test net for the actual upgrade. That's not even the actual upgrade. If we do get news by October, I'll even say a light November, the very end of October, that we're going to actually have Ethereum 2.0 by that time frame. So bam, November 1st, we got it. I see no reason why Ethereum couldn't be over 700 US dollars. The network and the coin are currently valued at, was it 320 something US dollars, based off of 15 transactions per second. Imagine if we get 1,000, 2,000, and I say those numbers as very low estimates simply because Vitalik Buterin has stated before that Ethereum, when the upgrade happens, will be capable of anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000. And he said in the future, with all the full upgrades, we'll have 1 million transactions per second. So I say 1,000 to 2,000 as a huge leap forward. 15 to 1,000 is massive. Imagine we're able to have 1,000 transactions per second, and we have 3-4 times the coin that are currently built on top of it, being built on top of it, because everyone's like, okay, Ethereum actually has the actual upgrade. I doubt that the coin would still remain valued at 300 something. You know, it just logically that it would either double or quadruple in price because of the amount of stuff on it. And that is also roughly, if it is before or during the time when we're having an actual crazy bull run. This is where we were getting those predictions of a $4,000 Ethereum. Once again, Ethereum hit $1,000, was it $200 in 2017, just off of ICO hype. And DeFi is actually going to continue to be used. Like, even major players around the world have been like, yeah, we're actually going to continue to be into DeFi. So 2017 hype, 1,200, 2020 actual usage from mega companies and all the other stuff that we have going on. So it'll probably, logically, at some point, exceed $1,200. Also, keeping in mind that Ethereum 2.0 is going to make Ethereum deflationary because it's going to have a coin burn as well. So yeah, I think long term, and I say long as a 2 to 4 year, I'm expecting, me myself, this is my own prediction in my head, and not saying this is what's going to happen. I can totally foresee a $4,000 to $8,000 Ethereum, especially if governments around the world keep using it. Deflationary. Anyway, that's the news, price news thing that was happening in the news. Let's move on. Also tying loosely into this as well, Cameron Winklevoss, the billionaire founder of Gemini, believes the next Bitcoin bull run will be much different. When compared to previous bull markets, Winklevoss noted that there is substantially more capital, just a smidge, substantially more capital, infrastructure, and better projects, he said. The next Bitcoin bull run will be dramatically different. Today, there's exponentially more capital, human capital, infrastructure, and high-quality projects than in 2017, not to mention the very real specter of inflation that all fiat regimes face going forward. Buckle up. I mean, one of my very close friends, hello if you're listening, I doubt that he is, we were discussing inflation like a day ago, and it was the weirdest thing in the entire world. It came down to he was having discussions with a number of his friends as to everything that's been happening this year. If you've been here, you know what's been going on. And we got into the topic of him. Did he have other people asking him about getting into cryptocurrencies as well? He said, yeah, it was really crazy. Like, everyone keeps coming up to him because they know that he's into the market. And everyone's, you know, wants a little bit of information. So he said this one friend was like, yeah, I was thinking about putting some money into the market. I'm not sure of it. He said this guy was in his like mid to late 50s. He was 50-esque. And they were discussing the actual, you know, do you have money for when you retire? And the guy's like, no, I'll worry about that in a couple of years. So my friend was like, okay. So then he was like, so, you know, you were thinking of putting money into the crypto market. He's like, yeah, I was thinking of putting around like, you know, $5, $10 per month. And this guy, he's not that he's not broke, but he could afford more than 5 to 10. And my friend was like, you should maybe put, you know, a little bit more into the market, especially if you are close to retirement. A lot. And then sorry, I was literally going to tell you the entire conversation. The whole point is they were discussing inflation and the economy and the Fed's rates and, you know, all these things that have been going on this entire year. And he said every single person he spoke to, especially this one person, they had no idea that any of this was going on. None of them. Like 0%. All they knew was that 19 was happening, that they lost their job, and that they were at home watching Netflix. Not making fun of you watching Netflix, but it's more of a just to kind of give you an idea of what's been going on. A lot of people really don't understand what inflation is, nonetheless deflation, and they don't get or grasp how all of this is really going to affect them for a number of years. A lot of people are taking it kind of easy, thinking it's not going to really do anything. We were still feeling the effects of 2008 around 2013, 2014. We like not even really got over it. We never really fully recovered, and now we're in another big mud pie puddle type of thing. And people just really don't get how harsh inflation is going to be, because it's not even just US dollars that are going to be affected by inflation, of course, but other currencies around the world are already collapsing. And they were collapsing before all of this happened, and now they're even worse now. So a lot of It's just a lot going on. Various data points hint at significant increase in the amount of capital held by investors in the cryptocurrency market. Major cryptocurrency exchanges have also received more regulatory clarity, improving the infrastructure of the market. And they also talk about Tether. Tether creates Tether when they say that there's a huge amount of interest in the market and therefore they are required to print more. And they also talk about Grayscale as well, which I would have to even talk about Grayscale because Grayscale is just absolutely ridiculous. It's going to be fun. I implore you, all of you, continue investing no matter what, for as long as you live. Teach your kids about it. Teach your other family members about it. I know it's difficult sometimes with family members and friends, especially if they don't want to hear it. If you offer the olive branch and they simply don't want to hear it afterwards, well, at least you tried. At least you're in the market and you understand literally how money is made and kind of just printed, and the value proposition of Bitcoin, because so many people don't. And I mean, at the end of it, the internet is there and they do have ways to access this information. If they choose not to, what more can we do? And to finish things off, in this news was almost as popular as the Cardano news. And I wish I was half joking. US crypto exchange Coinbase is now offering a way for users in 6 countries holding DAI, that is DAI, to earn up to 2% back from rewards. According to a 29th of July post on the Coinbase blog, DAI holders in the US, UK, Netherlands, Spain, France and Australia are now eligible to earn 2% annual percentage yield through its new program DAI Rewards. Coinbase said it would distribute payments daily to customers with at least $1 of DAI in their accounts. Okay, with initial rewards paid within 5 business days. A lot of people made articles and lost their minds about Coinbase offering 2% if you are holding DAI. They have USD coin, which gives you 1.25%, which was, oh geez, which was then reduced to 0.15%. And why would anybody want that? Why would that make any sense? I mean, even hello, logically, if you're getting 2% off of DAI, why wouldn't you just logically go for the 5% from ADA? Why would you even, and first of all, the actual proposition and future value proposition of ADA are quite high, as we are whatever price it currently is, and it was previously $1.30. During a bull run, crazy mega run market, I would assume it would bypass the $1.30 that it previously was at before, and you still get 5% on that, as opposed to 2% on or 0.15%. Why would anyone want that? That's what banks currently offer you for having your money in your account. 0.15%, and the normal rate of inflation is 2 to 3%. I mean, we're gonna have some higher inflation numbers this year, but that's the normal number. This was all over the place. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe 2 is like a magical number and Harry Potter or something. I have no idea what's going on. The point is, yeah, Coinbase is now offering 2% if you hold DAI, and it's a stable coin, so I don't know how to end this thing. But this, I put it in here because it was everywhere. Like every crypto website that I went to had this news. Like some even had it multiple times, and I was like, why? What? It's 2%. Okay. All right. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Auspicious, Agile, and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Harari, Oscar Maldonado, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Stoyer, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Morha Moroni, Master Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the world, Crypto Joe, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Cold E3D, Damien, Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hitch, Chest Every Day, and Calskip's Leg Day. I just got really hungry. Did I say like a food name? Nope, no food names. I just got really hungry. Where the heck was I? Oh, crap. Richie Rich there, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hitch, Test Every Day, and Calskip's Leg Day. Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, ArfMedic17, Bake Me a Cake, that also works. Tigger Macho Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayola Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your support. And thank you to everyone who is a supporter of the channel in their own way. At the moment, Bitcoin is skirting just below 11,000 USD. I assume the market is taking a bit of a breather as we rose relatively rapidly over the last couple of days. XRP is actually the only coin within the top 10 besides Tether. That is in the green. It is up by 2.62%. I looked a couple of minutes ago and it was at 25 cents. Not sure what happened or what the momentum is that XRP is the only top 10 coin that is moving. Maybe something happened behind the scenes that we simply do not know about at the moment. Everything is in red, but it's a light red. It's a light marinara sauce. Nothing is too crazy at the moment. IOTA is up by 11%. Question mark. Especially as we have not had any IOTA news in a while. It could be that there is an acquisition or has been an acquisition behind the scenes with IOTA for IOTA, and someone's going to be using IOTA. We knew that there were tons of other platforms last year. Was BMW one of them? It was It was Land Rover Jaguar was one of them who said that they were going to be using IOTA. And they also had, I mean, maybe these things are now coming to fruition. I have no idea. Lend is up by 22%. It's one of the DeFi coins. Balancer is also up. Algorand. This DeFi coin is down by 52% because, you know, logic. Yeah, very weird news day, but I think every single day is a weird news day. There hasn't been a non-weird news day in quite a while. Shelly's finally here. I think I talked enough smack about it for so long that, I mean, it just had to pop up eventually. Glad to see it. I can't wait for people to start staking because I think that's also going to be a very big catalyst in a price move. That is currently how I feel about it. These are my own words and not saying that it is necessarily going to happen, but logically, if you're locking up a huge percentage of the coins out there, one can assume price rise. I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, or great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.